We are now live on Facebook. And Barb, why don't you put your camera off for now? Okay. Thank you. Just mute your camera. There you go. Welcome, everybody. Happy New Year. Great to be with you in this new year. I'm Robin Blank Muscari, and we are here every Monday evening as a community to celebrate, to update, to train, to all kinds of wonderful things. And because it's the new year, we have an extra special call for you to hear from some of our leaders about new beginnings. So I want to start out, and which is one of my favoriteest things in the world to do, is to celebrate. We have three people that started off the new year in a pretty amazing way by rank advancing. And so I want to bring on, first of all, our brand new senior director, Miss Connie Lewis. So Connie, come on, and I want to tell people a little bit about you. I've been working with Connie for a while now, and I mean, I think I need to go hide away because she can take over. This woman is amazing. She's an amazing leader, and she deeply cares about people. She's attentive to the details. She has several other businesses. As busy as she is, she takes care of people magnificently, and she just is going to the top, this girl. So Connie, would you come on and share a little bit about what got you there, and what are you going to do to make 2021 your best year?
Oh man. Yes, I feel like, thank you so much. I feel like I'm a broken record as I um, talk to you about what we did to get here, because it's everything you hear Robin saying, it's everything you hear Gregory saying. What Gregory went over last week with the daily method of operation is exactly what we do. And then we create managers. Robin, I lost your video. I'm not sure if you wanted to be off of video or not.
I want you to have the attention,
Oh,
okay?
you're sweet. So one of the things that I really did is I just do that daily method of operation. And I learned very early on that you get addicted to the process and not the results. And I like even better how Gregory says it, which is you fall in love with the process. And that's truly the piece of seeing if people are open, seeing to what they want, where can you be of service to someone, and then from there using the team and the tools. That is the key thing. I think you're going to hear that when I introduce the two new directors to you. You're going to hear that team and tools is the way to go. We are never a profit in our own community, and so if you can just follow those steps, you're going to get there. Now, from the beginning, when I very first started, it was all about me prospecting. It was all about me reaching out to people, sending out a video, giving a sample of the patches, and then following up and enrolling. And shockingly enough, some of you have probably heard Rob and I talk about the conversions using the app are spectacular. If you can get somebody to watch that 3-minute video, and then you can get them to dive a little deeper for more information into the 18-minute video in the app, the conversions are actually spectacular. And I've never seen a business where people were calling me back. I actually had it happen today. Somebody called me back and they said, okay, I ran out of those samples you gave me, and I'm pretty sure I'm feeling more energy. And how do I get that 30-day trial? Right? So it's
Perfect.
just following that simple method of operation. And one other key, as you start to create managers, and your managers want to become directors, you start dropping down and you start looking for who's raising their hand. As I'm enrolling people, I'm not getting really concerned with what they do and dragging them along and trying to call them and say, are you ready? Are you ready? I'm waiting for who calls me, who reaches out, who in their getting started session says, this is what I want to do. And then they start doing it, and I start locking arms with them to get that done by helping them with follow-ups, helping them with three-way calls, helping them with Zooms. But I do want to mention that about a month ago, my sponsor Harris called me up, and very wise words of wisdom from somebody who has been in this industry for decades. And he said, whatever you do, don't stop recruiting. And that is the piece that sometimes happens as we move through the ranks and we start to develop managers and directors, is we go into management mode and we start doing managing all of our people and forgetting that this business is always about Who are you talking to? Who are you bringing in? As Robin, as you like to say, get them in, keep them in, move them along. And I know you mentioned this morning on the call that you just enrolled somebody new, and on my team call earlier too, dear Lord, woman. And I just said on my team call, I said, you know, I don't know if this woman needs to ever sponsor another person, but you do anyways, and that's the business.
Well, those were great words of wisdom, my dear. And I want to just kind of highlight a few things that you said that are so important is, become a manager maker, get to manager, become a manager maker, because that is the foundation of our whole plan. And, really look for who's raising their hand. We have spent a lot of time, Connie, looking at your organization and who was the prospect to get to this, to get to that, and reaching down and doing calls. And, you really work in depth and you really are looking for the right people, not where you want to go, but where do they want to go? And that's so beautiful. And that last piece, never stop recruiting. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's really, really true. You've always got to stay in the game. I mean, I used the app magnificently, my first phone call of the new year and then onward. And I just got off the phone with the doctor I used to work with, and he was going to become a customer. He goes, no, I want the gold pack. And I went, okay. I don't want a business though, he says, but I know him.
Well,
And
and you do it so beautifully also, Robin. What you do so beautifully is you could recite everything there is to recite about this, and you don't. You still use the videos, you still use the apps, you still use the third-party verification. And so that's a critical piece of what is really a team sport, is that piece.
And thank you for saying that, because if people want to do it the hard way, do it alone. If you want to make it easier, use the team. And you can tell the people that are thriving, and that's your team, my dear. So would you like to introduce your new directors and have them share
I'm so excited
a little bit about what they're going to do? So I'm going to let you take over and let them have, a brief few minutes about, how they get to director and what are they going to do to make this the best year ever. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's bring on Ann Morrow and Barbara Lippincott. Ladies, if you could go ahead and unmic and then video yourself. There's Ann. Great to see you. Great to see you. And Barbara. You will not meet two more spectacular women that are just a joy to work with. I know one of my intentions I set when I came to the business, and I've shared this with you guys, is that I was going to do this business with joy and ease, that I was going to work with people that are joyful, that had the same type of values and worked in the same fashion. And I was blessed to get both of you to follow me into this business, because I just have fun every day working with you. It doesn't matter how hard we work and what we're doing, we end up laughing and having a great time. So let's go ahead, and Barbara, could you do me a favor? You and I actually talked about a book that was really helpful that I'd love for you to share a bit about, and I'll talk a tiny bit about what I do to reset my year with it. But if you have any success tips or anything you like to do to start the new year off.
Well, the book that you're talking about is one that I had actually had in my library for quite a while. You know how you purchase a book and you scan it, you read it a little bit, and then you think, I don't know, and you just put it back up there on the shelf. You just don't quite get it yet. And recently, we've been talking about this, and it's like now I open up these pages and it's like, oh my gosh, they're highlighted, things that were important to me. But I guess it's something to do with timing. The timing wasn't right for me yet. I don't know. But if you're familiar with this book, or if you're not, on page 49, you can go to a site called highperformanceindicator.com. It's a free test that you can take, and it will help you to realize what kind of habits you need to improve on, or maybe just add that you think, oh, I'm good at so-and-so, but maybe I'm not quite that good. So take the test, you will surprise yourself. And I discovered that in reading this book, that high performers, most of them really master their skill. Well, some people have to end up doing it because of necessity. And I kind of put myself in that necessity category because over the years, I've helped so many people in the health field, but I was helping them. I was not doing anything to build a business. That was not my goal. With LifeWave, you want to make it your business. I mean, I've gotten motivated about that where I never have been motivated before. So I'm learning to do things out of necessity I've never done before. I don't like to go up to people and just not like a cold call, but just how do I get it in the conversation? Well, now I'm learning through people like you and Robin and Ann and everybody else on our team how to pique their interest and drop those little hints here and there that they now ask you, what are you doing? What are you talking about? And then all of a sudden you've got their interest. And as I was sharing with someone earlier, I've worked on a person for years and they never responded. But when I piqued their interest and added the patches into a health protocol, it's like, wow, she came back to me. And that's how it, to me, that's how we've got to work. We've got to go from a caring heart that we want to help everybody else as much as we've been helped, that I've been helped because of being introduced by you, Connie, to these wonderful patches, because they were the missing piece of my health protocol from a diagnosis that I did not want. But lo and behold, I'm here and now I've got that missing piece and I'm going to keep going forward. And how can I not share it with people? My goodness gracious, it's great. You have to talk about it. So to me, it's just having a conversation that's taking me forward as long as I stay from the heart.
That is fantastic. And you are, both you and Ann, I just love working with you. You dive in with your team, you support your people, you try to move them along and give them whatever you can. And you're just an absolute pleasure to work with. We have fun every single day together.
Oh,
so thank you.
Laughter is very healing.
It needs to be. Some days it needs to be. Thank you, Barbara. Ann, let me bring you on. And Ann's another one that is absolutely just a pro, both these women. And same thing, always comes, you're going to hear Ann comes from a heart. She comes from a background as an RN and a nutritionist. And her team, she knows how to build community. She knows how to really embrace her team and support them. And Ann is another one that's been phenomenal to work with. So Ann, if you can share a couple of your brilliant tips and also any ideas you have for starting the new year off and moving your business forward this year.
You know, I think that one of the most important things, Connie, is having the team that we have. I mean, I am feeling so blessed to be part of LifeWave because, you know, with Robin and Gregory and Connie, you have been such a strong support. And I so appreciate that because, you know, when I'm not able to do something, you're there. And the guidance that we've had from you, Connie, has been step by step, the same information that Gregory talked about last week, right? Method of operation. You taught us the method of operation from the very beginning. And all we're doing as a group is repeating those steps with our people who want to move forward. We do the getting started. We get a meeting together, we get the getting started information out there, we find out what they want, we work with them, and it is all about helping them. It's helping them achieve what they want to accomplish. What are their goals and how can we get them there? And that's what you and Robin and Gregory do so well. And I think the other piece for me about this business is how very simple and duplicatable it is. You know, today I had 2 conversations. And with the 2 people that I chatted with, they both said, and one of them signed on as a distributor today. And she said to me, I see myself being able to do this. It just feels right. It seems seamless to just talk about patches. She said, it's just so easy. She said, I've done a lot of different businesses, but this to me feels so easy. So what do I want to say about 2021? 2020 is a year we'll never forget. And I think 2021 offers us as a group an opportunity to really touch a lot of lives. So many people don't know about LifeWave. We need to let them know that this exists. We need to share it with everybody. We need to let them know there's an opportunity here for them to make some money. And it's easy, it's duplicatable. If we follow the system and we use the team, oh my God, what an amazing team we have, that we can all help each other grow and be better. You know, personal development is all part of all of this. And it's just exciting for me that we have so much. There's so many tools. There's so much to offer here in LifeWave. So that's my message.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Thank you, Anne. And one of the things I was supposed to talk about tonight that I'm just going to touch on real briefly as we wrap up is in that high performance habit from Brendan Burchard. There is something called a productivity planner. And so you're going to hear some others speak in a few minutes on what they do to start off their years, to get their why set, to get their vision for 2021 set. And for me, I found this 3 years ago, and I use this every year and sometimes in between. And it has you pick and do 3 projects. And so it kind of is this little sheet, looks something like this. And what it does is it breaks those projects down. So I'm going to go back to just share an example. I had back about 3 years ago, I knew nothing about social media. I didn't know how to use it to market. I didn't know how to use it to connect, to create curiosity. I was just knew nothing about it. And working with a mentor of mine, he said, you need to learn branding. You need to learn social media marketing. And so I wrote that down as my goal, as one of my projects was how to do this. And what happened is I realized, what do I need to do to create that? And I need to expand my network. I need to get comfortable with making videos. I need to learn how to connect with people and create curiosity. And there were all these different pieces of little things that I needed to learn to do that. And once I made that decision that that's what I was going to learn, everything started coming out of the universe at me. All of a sudden, a couple of people who had started social media groups for another company showed up, and they trained me on how to start a social media group for the company I was with. All of a sudden, a trainer came up that did nothing but social media marketing, and I was connected in with that trainer. So if you can put out there what you want to do and what you're going to do next and create this year, if it's stepping up into leadership, then figure out, what do you need to do? Do you need to learn to be a better listener? Do you need to learn to be a little bit more coachable yourself? What are some of the soft skills that you can develop so that you can be a better leader and you can develop leaders on your team? So Robin, come on back on.
I'm back, and Connie, Barbara. Wait, Gregory, wait a second. Let me finish with these guys. He's so excited to share something. So Connie, congratulations. Barb and Ann, it's just a joy and a thrill to have you in our growing leadership team. So congratulations. Thank you. I look forward to learning from you and sharing this amazing journey with you, and to the best year ever. So Gregory, jump in now.
I just had to jump in because the old saying, great minds think alike. This is sitting on my desk.
Me too.
And Barbara too, or
I love it. That, okay, what is it that we say that, success leaves clues? I think that clue is
success leaves clues. Yes, and I found him several years ago, and I used his sheet. I have to get another copy of that daily planning sheet. I actually use his monthly planner. I have the whole planner book. And he's brilliant. So I just had to share that,
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, so he's in that office, I'm in this office, and my background is the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Do you think there's a message for me? I think I'm supposed to learn. So honey, will you share your book with me?
Yes, I will. I will. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Connie.
Congratulations, Connie, Barbara, and what a joy to be in community and in business together with you all. So we are all blessed. Thank you.
Okay, so I think everyone's getting the clue of what direction we're going here. It's in habits, those systemic things that we do automatically. There's a term called automaticity, and that's when something becomes a habit. So I'm not going to get into the details about that because I want to move on to our next speaker this evening. So I want to introduce another director, and we do have a leadership call every Wednesday. So we get to welcome Anne and Barb to our leadership call on Wednesdays. And here's one of our star leaders, Helen Peak, who is with us every week, who is also one of our admins for our Vibrant Living group. She tirelessly is in service to people, and she is a joy to work with. And I love, Connie, what you said about enjoying who you're working with. Well, that's for sure with Miss Helen. So Helen Peak, what are you doing to make this your best year ever?
Well, one thing is participating on this team, which I'm so honored to do with all these amazing, wonderful people. And Happy New Year to everybody. Well, I am a big believer in using visualization. And this is the time of year for visualization boards. And I know probably everyone on the call has made them. But Tim and I are definitely, in process. Like, we weren't in a hurry. We're thinking through carefully, what do we really want to put on this board? And I was thinking, every gold medal athlete, Olympian, how many times did they go over and over and over again in their mind? How am I going to get there? What do I feel? I'm going to do this. They have it in their mind. Their brain gets triggered and their body follows, their emotions follow. And so that's what we do with visualization. So if you have a goal that you want, you see yourself already completing that goal, already having it fulfilled. And you're thinking, who is around you? Who helped you get there? What are you doing? What do they think of you? What do you think of them? And you use your senses, so you're feeling the feelings. Maybe you just succeeded and you got to go off on a beach somewhere and you can feel the sand under your feet. You can smell the scent of the ocean. You can hear the birds go through. You can feel the water. All your senses are involved. So that is the most helpful way to help your mind come into alignment with your goals. So carefully set your goals that are achievable. I like, mine to be more three-dimensional. Like, for instance, for me, gold is symbolic of, prosperity. So I was in Alaska a few years back and panned for gold. So I have a little tiny gold nugget, and it's on my vision board now because it's symbolic of allowing more prosperity. Because the more we allow in, the more we can give back. And I really, am a firm believer in being prosperous is a wonderful thing. You're able to be generous. And that's one of my heart's desires, is to be as generous as I want to be. So, have things like that. I also, like, since we're planting seeds and I love gardening, I also have a little cilantro seed on there, which is symbolic and reminds me every time I see that seed or that speck of gold, I'm going to put the vision board in a prominent place. It's going to be in our office. We're going to see it every day. We're going to be in tune with it every day. And it can be changing, by the way, because we're all changing. So you might go add something else, or you might realize you've already accomplished this and maybe it's something you can take down, or you can put a star by it because, yes, you accomplished it. So Napoleon Hill has a famous saying that, so what the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So that's what I believe. So I'm going to be feeding my mind with powerful sayings, reading the books that you all recommend, listening to speakers, that have been recommended, and, even our own, calls, listening, educating ourselves. So for me, visualization is important. That's what Tim and I are going to do. We're going to have a great board. It's a work in progress, and it'll help inspire us and make us better people. And I think about our company, our motto is to get better and better, and that's what we do. Our team the same way. So I wish you all wonderful 2021. Thank you.
Thank you, Helen. That was wonderful. And those vision boards, I'll tell a quick tiny story. I had a vision board with my my partner in the middle, my twin flame. It took a long time. It took about 23 years, but it was amazing how it was on there and it worked, and it's powerful. So my vision board is partially done. I invite everybody to do one. It's such a fun thing to be living in the question. Helen and Tim are constantly doing wonderful things together to create their future. So thank you so much, Helen. Always a treat to hear from you. So now we want to move on to the healthy networker. This man has got a plan. Man, he's on it. So I'm share some of that passion, healthy networker, John Ward.
Well, it's, I think Ann said that, earlier that 2020 was a year that we'll never forget. That's the same approach I'm taking with 2021. It's going to be a year that I will never forget, because Robin's right. I have taken everything that I have learned from Robin and Gregory and everyone else on here, and I've laid it out. I've laid it out from my daily mode of operation. I've laid out my plans for health, for spirituality, for business, for finance, for family, and I have dates, and it's just, I'm ready. And I started today. Today was my start date. So one of the things that I do, and I do regularly, is you have to get rid of all the garbage. And I kind of do it like get a clean slate every single day, because we have a tendency that we can, things don't go like they're planned. And, you might have a day where, I don't know if you can see this or not, but, 2020, many people are just crazy about 2020. You could have had a bad day. So you can get your dry eraser out and you can do it. There was no business for the day. You got 0 yeses. You got cut off driving. You got your car broke down and you missed your appointment and you lost your wallet. Now you took this and you start the next 24 hours with a clean slate. And I use what Helen was saying. I use visualization, and I use this as my visual, where I just take the dry erase, imagine my dry erase board, and I don't erase it every day, obviously, but I just imagine that I've erased it. And I start every day, my 24 hours fresh, because we all have the same 24 hours. And we make a choice. My 24 hours are no different than yours. And I just make a choice on how I'm going to use them. I read something today is, that everything is hard. You just have to choose your hard. Marriage is hard. Divorce is hard. You just have to choose. And life was never easy. It's hard. And that's how growth happens. And that's how we developed. And my goals for this year are big. They're enormous, bigger than I've ever done in the past, but I'm ready. And I'm ready mentally, physically, and spiritually, and with Robin's help, with my grow sessions. It's going to be one hell of a 2021.
Oh man, John, that was fabulous. I love the clean slate. I love the visual of the clean slate. Your passion is, what's the word? Infectious. and thank you so much, because this is going to be the year we'll never forget, because we're at the perfect timing with LifeWave. We are literally at the early stages of exponential growth. So getting our team in place. So thank you, John. Thank you all for your great wisdom. And we're going to finish this part up with our very own Gregory Mascari talking about getting back to basics.
Hey, thanks, Robin. And thanks, John. That was a great visualization. I get my eraser out every night and wake up with a clean white slate every morning. I love that, certainly. And I love doing something like that. I start the morning, I make plans, long-term, short-term, but every day is a clean white page. And I turn the page and I make my attunement. What do I need to do today? Who do I need to talk to? What do I need to accomplish? what personal activities do I need to engage in, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, health-wise, et cetera. So, being intentional about the life you want to create helps you create the life you want. So, as far as from a business 2021 standpoint, just echoing what I've been talking about with you for the last couple of weeks, falling in love with the basics, falling in love with the daily method of operation, back to the basics. We are in the caring and sharing business, not in the telling and selling, so just piquing people's interest and pointing them, to the materials. And so, the hardest part of the business, as I've said, is getting people to watch the video, and that's not very hard. And there's some methodologies in doing that. So, it's really a decision I think everyone needs to make going forward in 2021. Are you a 1 a day? Are you a 2 a day or a 3 a day person? How many new exposures means how many new people are you going to invite to watch the video, through a dynamic interaction? That doesn't mean you're going to blast it out to everybody on the internet. It means you're going to have a one-on-one interaction with somebody. And that doesn't mean you can't do internet marketing and such, but you're going to have a one-on-one interaction with somebody and invite them to watch the video. And maybe you're going to offer them a sample if they do watch the video. We've talked a lot about that. And 1 a day, and you're going to have consistent growth in your business. If you're a 2 a day person, you've got the time and determination, you're going to grow faster than the people that do 1 a day. People do 1 a day, they're going to have consistent growth. And a year from now, they're going to be in good shape. But, and we've got some people that are 3 and 4 and 5 a day, but I think 3 a day, anybody commits to 3 a day and keeps it up, oh my, you're going to be achieving a level of success by the end of this 2021 that maybe you didn't even dream about, maybe you didn't think was possible. But we're riding a wave. We're creating a wave. We have such a breakthrough technology. I don't need to preach to the choir, but it's always fun to do that because we all know what we have here with LifeWave and David Schmidt and X39 and everything else. So fall in love with the basics, and you've heard us say success is not magical, it's mathematical. And we've also refined that term. Success is magical. It's magical and it's mathematical. And it's a numbers game. And the more you work the numbers, the better you get at the game. So I'm just excited. Robin and I are never stop sharing. And so we encourage you to do that too, no matter where you are. Today's a new day and so is tomorrow. So that's what I wanted to share, Robin, just about how exciting it is to be in business together with everyone else and just keep on keeping on, falling in love with the process.
Thank you. I love being in business with you.
How fun.
We've
Lucky
been
enough.
wanting this for a long time. So thank you, Gregory. I've learned so much from you. And I think a lot of you know that, someone wise told me, find a mentor. And then 4 years later, I married him. So we are just love doing this together. And we love our team. We love you guys. So let's get back to the newsletter and go over a few quick things. We're running a little bit later than usual, but it's a special call. It's the beginning of the year. And we want to just get you guys ready really for the best year ever and load you up with tools and resources. So just going through the newsletter, the Manager Mania is going on until the 17th. And as we all know, manager is the building block of the comp plan. Become a manager and become a manager maker, and you can get anywhere in this plan. Okay, so that you get $50 if you are a first-time manager, and every time you help someone, there's no limit on how many times you can earn the 25. And in our Vibrant Living contest, oh my gosh, we have to do our spin. Helen, oh no, I'm not ready. Uh-oh. Gregory, I might have you go through a few other things while I get ready, but and get the list. I forgot that part.
I'd be happy to.
Huh? And there is let me think, really. I got to think on my feet here because we want to do our spin and get our winners. So I'm going to get that list together quickly. And if you can talk about the rest of the newsletter, come back to the Vibrant Living part and do the rest, because I have a few other things to say about Vibrant Living. So if you could cover the rest of the newsletter, that would be great.
Okay, so we'll come back to Vibrant Living. And if you're not already part of Vibrant Living, let me just talk about that. It's a private Facebook group, and it's for cultivating interest in our products without mentioning the name of our company or the name of our products. It's a really wonderful program. You can go to www.vibrantlivingfb.com and ask to be admitted. It's a private group, and it's for people in our LifeWave business and your prospects. And it's a great way to cultivate interest. And so we've started getting a lot of participation in the Vibrant Living. There's wonderful pictures and wonderful stories. And people will go in there and look at the pictures and the stories and say, oh my gosh, and it cultivates interest that then you take offline into private messaging and to private communication with your prospects to introduce them to these breakthrough, LifeWave patches that are creating all these results. So we'll come back to that because we're going to do a spin tonight and award a sleeve of X39 and 30 gift cards to the lucky person for this week's entries. Let's just talk briefly about getting your new distributor started right. And this is a critical responsibility. So for you as a sponsor and as you as a responsible upline to make sure that everybody joining your business is getting the benefit of getting started right. And it's a 3-step process. Very simply, you have the brand new people download and print the Getting Started guide. You have them watch the Getting Started orientation, okay? And then you schedule a personal planning session with them. And I really, really, really encourage everyone to do that. Make sure it's being done with everyone that's joining your group. So if you just enrolled somebody recently, don't expect them to be doing it with the people they enroll. You probably need to do it with and for them until they get into the groove. But getting people started right is a critical role, responsibility, and really a sacred trust that'll really make a huge difference in the long-term success of your business. In our newsletter, every week we have our outline of calls, and this week we have a special call on Tuesday night. We have Robin does an X39 intro with various healthcare professionals, and tomorrow night it's none other than our own Dr. Nicholas Tivoli. So it's going to be a great call with Robin and Dr. Nicholas tomorrow night. And I want to remind everybody, every Wednesday, Dr. Nicholas does a product training call with Q&A, and that's great for distributors and guests. It's primarily for distributors and customers, and he will go through most of the patches, so it's not just focused on X39. In the beginning, we like to keep people focused on X39. The Tuesday night call is really focused on X39, where the Wednesday noon call with Dr. Nicholas is more about the overall product mix of LifeWave. So, and I do want to invite people to join us on our Monday and Thursday morning chats. There's, 20, 30, 40 of us get together every Monday and Thursday morning, and we have these wonderful chats. Every Monday, we're doing a product chat, sharing stories and questions, Q&A. And every Thursday, it's a business-related chat. It's just a time to come together because we're all working from home. Whatever phase of lockdown or social distancing you're in, this allows us to get together, share some quality time with each other, look each other face to face over the Zoom, and learn and grow together. So invite you to check out our morning chats, and they're also available on our YouTube channel. Gifting Made Simple, and Robin, you'll just let me know when you're ready. I'll just keep talking.
You keep going, honey.
Okay. Gifting Made Simple. We have now a simple daily method of operation and includes gifting, and and it's giving the gift of good health, and it's giving a sample of X39. And there's 2 good ways to do that. There's an X39 flyer that you can download from the newsletter. You can also send that same document, through the In Touch system. So, the health tracker and the gift of good health flyer is available inside the In Touch app. And then there's the one patch sample cards, which a lot of us are using. They're ordered, they're 4-color, they're very nice. You can check them out at xbusinessbox.com, and you can use this discount code and get a 50% discount on your first order. Robin and I, our first order was Our first order, I ordered 25 and I liked them. The second order, I ordered 1,000 and they were gone before they got here just about. Our last order was for 5,000. So, so the first time I ordered, second time Robin ordered, third time, I don't know, maybe it was our dog that ordered. I don't know, but we got a 50% discount on all 3 orders. No, I remember the first order, I didn't get the 50% discount, but I only ordered 25. So I encourage you to get your hands on those. And there's the old adage, don't leave home without it. Don't leave home without a gift card, at least one gift card and a patch, in case you see someone on the highway, on the road of life that you want to share. We have the Lifeway Business Builders groups. I'm just going through the newsletter. Newsletters, a wealth of knowledge, and these things don't change because you have new people joining us every week. And some of these things are important and they're just in there. The first part of the newsletter changes every week. This latter part is pretty static for right now. So if you're not a member of the Corporate Business Builders Facebook group, they're starting to, Emily, our director of sales, is doing regular live Facebook lives in there, doing some really wonderful stuff. And then we have our quick access URLs, and there's 13 of them. I'm one of GoDaddy's better customers as far as buying URLs, but we have all these: liveyounger.youtube.com, liveyounger.com, which is the presentation. So just, as Robin liked to say, become a happy clicker. Check these out, become familiar with them. And, an important one is you can, the Live Younger Getting Started guide. Whenever you sign somebody up, you send them the link and tell them to download the guide. And then you can say, and after that, I want you to go to liveyoungergettingstarted.com and listen to a 40-minute orientation and training by our upline senior presidential, Gregory Mascari, and it's a must for all new distributors. So that's what I was invited to spend some time sharing with you. And now we're going to turn it back to Robin, because I think we're ready to spin and give prizes out.
I think I'm here. Am I here? Oh, good.
You're there.
Thank you,
There you
Gregory.
are.
And that newsletter, for those of you that are regulars, you know that the top part is the part that changes. The bottom part stays the same. So it's really not very long, but it's filled with resources, and make sure your new people know about it and realize that it's not a lot of information, but they can always go back to that. And I think things with Constant Contact and Google are friends again. So I hope everyone's getting the newsletter. Please let us know if you're not, and we will help you. So we are ready for the spin, and here's our wheel. And we're going to spin the wheel for who's going to win a free sleeve of X39 plus 30 gift cards and 30 envelopes to go with it. So ready, everybody? The spin is here. And the winner is, who's going to read it? Gregory. Harris Freed. Okay. Harris. This is Harris Freed. He's one of our newer doctors, and he has had amazing results. If you're not regular on the Vibrant Living page and reading those stories and testimonials, oh my gosh. So I want to give a quick little reminder that that page is a different concept in social media. Please read the guidelines. Please watch the short video at the top. We do not ever mention product. We do not ever mention the company. And it's very, very specific for that reason. And so we're inviting a lot of people that are prospects there. We don't want to come across like we're trying to sell anything other than share these great stories and inspire people to live a vibrant lifestyle. When you're making comments on any of those posts, please adhere to the protocol and the guidelines, which is not mentioning. Don't ask which patches, please. Don't mention patches, please, or the company, because that will disqualify you. And the other thing is, because we have there's the stories this week, and there's some great pictures. If you, we want to encourage people to do videos, because 90 seconds or less in a video, you get double credit. You get entered twice. And so everyone's entered twice here. You'd get entered 4 times. So your chances increase quite a bit, depending on how many people are on there. So please jump in and watch and listen and share your story. And if you've never done a video and posted it, this is your opportunity to break through. I recently did my very first Facebook Live. I was having a hard time with that one, and I finally broke through. And once you do it once, it's like, oh my gosh, that was easy. So please do it. Please join us. Have a happy new year. And thank you, everyone that shared your great wisdom. For Connie and Barb and Anne and Helen and John, you guys add so much to our team. I get inspired every time I listen to everybody. So we're so grateful for each and every one of you. And I think we can call this complete. Thank you, Gregory. And Gregory too, of course, always thank you. Okay, bye everybody. And for those of you that were on the call, get on our Uber line and let's have a quick call so we can say thank you, okay? Bye
All right.
everybody.
Bye.